Hello everyone, I'm Cole from the Kingdom, and I've recently come across something interesting hidden in the Mass Effect lore. And that is that there have been secret villains this whole time. And that sounds like the setup to a joke, like I'm gonna say Pyjax or something. But no, I'm totally serious. And when I say there have been secret villains, I don't mean people that have been like pulling the strings of the Reapers or anything like that. I mean, there is a group with their own agenda that are an incredible threat to the galaxy simply because of how subtle they are. It's the Asari. See, I was writing a script for a video critiquing the world building and writing of the Asari, and I may still upload that, but in doing research for that, I stumbled across something interesting. And that is, they are actually written like villains. They subtly dominate the other races of the galaxy in ways you wouldn't even notice. They are secret keepers and hoard power and knowledge. This is most obviously presented in Mass Effect 3. But it's actually been there the whole time. And don't get me wrong, they're not the only ones. At least the Solarians do it too. But with the Solarians, they acknowledge that they keep secrets. This is exemplified in the STG being so well known, but the details of what they do being shrouded in mystery. There are layers to this theory, and I want to start with the one that sort of inspired it. The Asari are societal parasites. They suck the life from other cultures until everything becomes them. I watched a video a while back that presents it as a theory, but it's really an analysis. Over a long enough period of time, the Asari would outnumber every other species. This is because the vast majority of species in the galaxy mate for life, and the Asari outlive them. Because they can be found attractive by any race and actually encourage breeding with other races, they can seduce mates from other species, ensuring they don't have offspring of their own species, and only further the Asari. They die off, and the Asari can have more children after that. This may not even be intentional, but they are definitely doing it. To the point where there's a harsh stigma around purebloods. The word is treated like a vile insult, and this comes largely from propaganda.
I had to deal with Arinya, though. I feel like I need a shower.
What do you expect? She's a pureblood. They're all like that. You know Arinya won't even talk to the non-Asari customers. It's like she's turned pureblood into her religion or something.
I heard she lost her daughters when the Geth attacked the Citadel.
Right. I'm sure she was a pleasure to deal with before that. She's the last of a dying breed. Won't be many pureblood Asari left in a few generations.
I feel kind of sad for her.
Don't. I heard she married an Asari herself, had pureblood kids. She's part of the problem. Purebloods are a waste of genetic potential. That's how we get throwbacks like the Ardat Yakshi.
Hey, I don't like purebloods either, but that's going a little far.
They should be prohibited from breeding.
What was your father again?
Solarian.
Oh. So, you probably never really got to know him, did you?
Shut up. You got the damn star charts? Let's go.
It's a narrative accentuated by the Asari governments. It's not just the Ardat Yakshi problem, and in fact that is rare. That's just one way they can justify this propaganda if anyone ever calls them out on it.
Sometimes you say these things, and I don't know. Maybe it's because you had a Batarian father.
Wow, you're pulling that on me? My father was an excellent caretaker. And you're...
The word you're looking for is pureblood.
Hey, we're friends. I have never called you that.
No, but you're thinking about it. You think it was easy growing up pureblood? I did some stupid things to get away from the taunts. The stupid drug users you're laughing at, I might have been one of them.
I didn't mean... Okay, look, I'll take another look at the contract. Maybe it needs to be reclassified.
Forget it, do whatever you want.
They want more Asari mating with other races because that helps them influence those races. It's not even just breeding, it's slow cultural manipulation. The Codex entries for them talk about how they think in terms of centuries, and so some decisions they make can seem nonsensical to other races, as their plans only come to fruition hundreds of years later. By mating with other races on a large scale like this, they can influence them. So of course the government would want to accentuate the stigma around purebloods. and then they outlive them and have more mates after them. And in addition, there's this line that straight up says the Asari are taking over. Traditionally, the Asari spread their influence through cultural domination and intellectual superiority. They invite new species of advanced development to join the galactic community, knowing that their ideals and beliefs will inevitably influence the existing culture. This is horrifying. They are written like villains, I told you. They're using peaceful invasion tactics to subjugate the other races. The Protheans at least had the decency to be upfront about what they were doing. Now, I'm not painting all Asari with the same brush here. I'm not saying they are all intentionally conquering other species. But their government is. They know what they're doing. They know they're hoarding power and knowledge, and using propaganda to influence the masses. They know they can make decisions in the short term to appease members of other races, only for their true plans to outlive them. And this manipulation extends even to their own people. The Codex talks about their history on Thessia, and how they had great republics and bartered freely with each other, diplomacy always winning out, and wars were rare. I never really gave that much thought, and when I did, I thought it was poor world building for a multitude of reasons. But now I realize they are totally lying. A, because there's just no way this is true, and I'll talk more about that in another video. And we have the Ardat Yakshi as an example of something the Asari really try to keep covered up from other races. And B, this narrative extends Asari interests. They are rewriting their own history to be more favorable. They want to appear even more like an enlightened, benevolent race in order to maintain their power. This is the sort of thing that almost every major government in history has done. This is great world building. The Asari are manipulators, that is certain. The Codex flat out says that. How far this manipulation goes is a theory, but it being true is way more interesting than it not being true. Unmasking the Asari would be a fantastic plotline, revealing how deep their lies and secrets and propaganda go. This is the kind of thing I would love to explore more in fiction. And I'm talking about the Asari government here, not each Asari individually. So here's where I'll wrap things up. I want to say propaganda is a real problem, and I encourage everyone to really self-evaluate and take a look at things through an unbiased lens. As far as the Asari go, I do still have major issues with their design and world building, but once I discovered this, my opinion of their writing has vastly improved. Now they just have to pay it off. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to comment and like. I'll see you later.